Spencer Davies, Hoop Industry. Caris, back obviously with the squad. Are you looking forward to what your role this year is going to be, considering that they brought in so much more talent, but you're going to probably be coming off the bench and doing what you do?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it a lot, man. Obviously, we added some great additions to a very talented team already. And me, for myself, I just want to carry, the momentum I had at the end of the season and, bring it on the next season. I had a great offseason of work, so I'm excited to get going.
What kind of stuff did you do in the offseason that you're looking forward to doing and bringing?
Yeah, I worked on a lot of shooting. My three-point shot got a lot better last year, and I want to continue that improvement. And then just my all-around game, finishing at the rim. I felt like I left some points on the table last year with that as well. Defensively, I felt like I took a step forward last year. I want to continue with that as well. But just my overall game, man, I'm excited to continue to impact winning.
Can you expect that mid-ranger to fall a little bit more this year?
Definitely. Last summer, not a lot of people knew, but I had shoulder surgery, so I wasn't able to, train the way I wanted to. But, this offseason, I was able to train the whole way through, so I was able to get some great work in. So I'm excited for the season for sure.
Evan
Damaro, right down Euclid. Hey, Caris, how are you?
How you doing, man?
I'm good. You re-signed with the Cavs pretty early into the offseason, almost immediately. What made you want to re-up with the team?
I think for me it was important to come back just because I love it here. I love the city, I love the team, and I felt like we were building in the right direction. Obviously we had a disappointing end to the season with the playoffs, but the season as a whole was a great success. We won over 50 games. It's the first time in my career I've done that. And I had a big role on the team, obviously starting some games, coming off the bench some games. But for me, it was kind of fun to, figure that puzzle out each and every night and impact winning. So this year I look forward to doing the same.
And this last season, and you had mentioned you had shoulder surgery leading into last season, one of the healthiest of your career. How vital is that just to your kind of growth and development with this group of guys?
Super important, especially with the way that we play and the way that we're going to be playing. Obviously this year it's going to be important for a lot of us to, we're not playing to get our rest and get our recovery. So I think that was a big jump for me last year, obviously playing the most games I've played since I've been in the league. And like I said, I'm just looking forward to this season.
Chris Manning from SB Nation. What do you make of all the moves you've seen with Damon, Milwaukee, Drew now in Boston? What do you make of the moves these competitors in the East have made?
I feel like those teams both got better. Obviously they lost. Boston lost some things. Milwaukee lost some things as well. But I feel like for us, we're just focusing on ourselves. I feel like we're trying to control what we can control and just keep getting better as a team, keep getting better as a unit. Obviously we have 3 or 4 new players. Try to make them feel as comfortable as possible while still, doing what we do offensively and defensively. So for us, it's about just controlling what we can.
And what is the added space you guys added with Strus and Niang? What do you think that'll add for guys like you and Donovan and Darius who are playing with the ball in their hands a ton?
Yeah, more driving lanes. I think those guys are great competitors too, not just great shooters. With Ty Jerome as well, who's was with the Warriors for the past couple of years. Maybe it was just last year, but I think all 3 of those guys know how to play at a high level. They compete at a high level, and they bring so much more than just spacing the floor and shooting. Like, just their whole IQ will just be great for the guys. Yep.
Hey, Caris, what's up, man? I'm Jimmy Watkins from cleveland.com. To the point about the Dame and Drew trades, you guys know what it's like to acclimate, or to welcome in a new superstar last year. What did you guys learn about welcoming a new teammate like Donovan last year?
Yeah, I think it's a learning experience, and it doesn't happen right away. Obviously, with anything in life, you want it to work right away, and it just doesn't work like that. Last season, we had success early on. I think we won 9 of our first 10 games, and then after that, it was kind of rocky for a little while. We kind of ran into some growing pains, but that's how you learn and that's how you get better. And I feel like, anyone will have to go through that. I don't think if you, join forces with a new team or new players, it doesn't just work right away. It doesn't work like that. So, for us, we went through that last year, and we're looking forward to, continue to build chemistry this year.
To that point, what is the advantage of having continuity, and you guys, you have the same coach, a lot of the same core pieces, especially when you compare yourselves to these other teams who are welcoming, big pieces into their new picture?
Yeah, I think we have good camaraderie, great familiarity with each other's games as well. Obviously, going through a playoff series, you find out a lot more about each other as well. And I think, we went through the battle together. We didn't win it, but you take a lot of lessons from that battle. And, you go into the off season and you prepare. And now, it's a quick off season for us and we're ready to get back going again.
Patrick Yen, Back Sports Page. We saw you in a ton of different roles last year, off the bench, starting, sometimes at the 2, sometimes at the 3. And Kobe said as much as well. How do you stay prepared for all the different roles and all the different things they ask you to do?
For me, it's just about playing the game the right way. I was taught to play the game just to be versatile. I've played different positions my whole life. So for me, it's just about staying ready, preparing the right way. Obviously, depends on who's playing on our team and the opponent on the other team. But, I just try to play the same way. I try to be aggressive, look for my shot, look for my teammates, and then be super disruptive defensively. And I think that, that carries whether I'm playing the 1, the 2, or the 3.
Tom Withers, Associated Press. Caris, good to see you. A lot was made last year after the playoffs about the Knicks being so physical with you guys and whether you guys were tough enough and all of that. Do you think teams are going to come at you guys early this season to see what you got?
For sure. That's the NBA, though. You got to expect that. It's a very competitive league, the best players in the world. It's going to be like that, especially for us. We're a good team. Everybody wants to play their best against the best competition. So we're definitely looking forward to that. And guys have put in, great off season. So we look forward to the competition. We love that type of stuff.
You guys really prided yourself, though, on being scrappy and being tough. What do you think happened in the playoffs?
I think for us, it was a little bit of it was a lot of guys' first time playing. It was our first time playing together as well. And you kind of, like I said, got to go through some of those growing pains and things like that. Obviously, it was a tough series playing in the Garden as well. But I think for us, it's all about learning from it. It happened. We watched it. We lived it. We felt it. So now we just got to get better from it.
Last 2 in the front.
Jeff Shadell, Caris. Since you got here from the Pacers a couple of years ago, what has that whole experience been like for you as you've grown as a player?
Yeah, every team, every organization is kind of different, I was in a different role in Indiana, different role in Brooklyn too. So for me, it's been fun to kind of see my game expand in different ways, play with different players, different type of, superstars, play with under different type of coaches and systems and things like that. So it's fun for me to just grow into different roles and things like that. It's been a great experience, obviously, being here in Ohio, back where I'm from, playing super close to home. So I have nothing bad to say about my experience for sure.
You brought it up yourself. Most career games that you've ever played. This is back-to-back training camps, same place, healthy. What other goals do you have in mind now that you've kind of gotten those out of the way?
Yeah, I think this season just being better in my role. I think last season it was a lot of, starting, coming off the bench. I think this year we'll probably have a little bit more defined roles. And for me, it'll be important to lock into a rhythm in that role and just keep the momentum going all season long. Obviously, last season, I said it before, was kind of like a rookie season for me, playing so many games. Like, I've had to go through different types of injuries and things like that. Last season was the first time it was like straight through. So I learned so many things about myself and about taking care of my body and things like that. So I'm looking forward to keeping that momentum.